Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hello and welcome. I'm super excited today as usual, but I'm even more excited because Iram's with me today. Such a lovely time when we are together, mashallah. I'm sorry, I can't even speak today. Go ahead, Iram.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair, Alhamdulillah. It's nice to start getting back into the routine. Alhamdulillah, it's nice to share the screen with you. It's nice to come back to our parenting tribe, mashallah, tabarakallah. And today's topic is pretty interesting, actually. I was going to ask you, how did you come about this topic?
So we've been having lots of comments, haven't we, in our WhatsApp group, and then privately the messages, and the sisters have been talking about the fact that they're struggling, and a lot of them are overwhelmed with parenting. And I think that there's quite a few things that we can help with. One thing that I was overwhelmed with this week, I'll share that now because I'm also a mum. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So this week I had my girls, they were doing exams, both of them, the two older ones, right? And then my students are all doing exams. So I've got to kind of balance teaching my daughters, teaching them. And yesterday, you will not believe, but I did 5 rounds from home to the school, home to the school, pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off. It's not that far from my house, but it's really hot outside.
Yes.
So I don't want them to like walk and walk back. Otherwise, they were happy to do it. But like considering what I'm going through with my knee, this was like a bit of a mission. So my husband rang at 2 and he was like, "Are you coming?" And I was like, "Do you know what? Can you just ask one of your friends?" And he said, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll do it." So alhamdulillah, you have to ask for help when you can.
Yes.
And that is something really important that I'd like to share with everyone, because he managed to ask someone. He wouldn't have asked them normally, but obviously, he realized that I needed help. It was one of those days. And we don't live far from the school. So people, they don't mind dropping them on their way home, which was really, really good. So subhanAllah, that guy earned loads of du'as from us. And I told him, I said, you need to promote him to your new best friend. So that was a bit of a joke we had yesterday. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to get to that level where you're comfortable asking for help, because like I said, from the morning till 1 o'clock, it would between 5 hours literally I've just been going back and forth to the school, picking, dropping, picking. On top of that, they're stressed out because they've got exams. So we've had tears, we've had tantrums, we've had trouble, we've had everything, like from A to Z, and again, some of it is my students, some of it is my daughters, kind of feeling like that empathy for them, but remembering that nobody is in control, right? Allah is in control. Keep on reminding them of that. And I'd just like to share a little cute story about Hafsa, which is about making dua, that she reminded her sisters. She was like, "It's all right, just tell mum, she'll make that dua, and then the question will come, what are you worried about? Like, what's your problem?"
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, that was really sweet. What about you, though? You've been on your world tour. Tell us all about that.
Alhamdulillah, it was just like one. Alhamdulillah, it was good. It was really good. Actually, I was thinking like it's boring to come back and sit down and write again. It's nice to get all dressed up, put the mic on, and live camera action, and then talk about something that you're so passionate about the book, about parenting, about coaching, about how to coach yourself, coach your children. So alhamdulillah, it has been good. I'm looking forward to the next step, which is launching it on Amazon, and then talking, and then actually all the people around the world will be able to hold this book here. Jazakallah khair, Zara, for that, and will be able to read. And I'm pretty sure this is going to become a staple course for our parenting tribe. So you all will have to buy this book.
I have read this book. I've almost read it. But the thing is, I don't want to read it just like a book, because this is written by Iram, right? So I've got to read it properly. Most of the time, I just skim books. I think everyone knows, because I literally read thousands a day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how we read books, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
I really wanted to read this book so, because first of all, I know how much effort has gone into this. I know how much research, how much Iram has worked on this, mashallah. And from the first chapter until I'm almost at the end, like, you can just see that every single page there's something that is actionable. That's what I love about it. And then the self-coaching, the little activities that you've put in, brilliant, because that is what we teach, isn't it, in supported and in your parenting tribe. So anyone that can't join us in those groups, for sure, buy the book. It'll be fantastic, inshallah. It is coming out, inshallah, on Amazon soon, so do look out for that. And it will be in paperback, it'll be in your hands, and we just really want to share everything. I mean, Iram and I both have been mums for a long time now, mashallah. Mine's 19 and yours is 18, yeah? 17 still, yeah, mashallah. And soon, subhanallah, so we've both got almost an adult child each. So we've done it all from nappies to
now presenting them to universities. Yes.
And inshallah, we really are passionate about sharing what we've learned, because like we said, you've got to give yourself grace. You've got to give yourself that opportunity to sit back and say, I'm not a super mom and I can't do everything, but inshallah we can do a lot, and we can help our children as much as we can.
Definitely.
The communication, get that communication open with them. One of the struggles that one of the mums has sent in is about her son, Iram. So he's around the age of your son, actually. And he wants to go to the prom. Is it like do? In England they call it a leavers do, but I think in America it's a prom, right?
Yeah.
And obviously she's really afraid about the haram environment, and she wants to stop him, but she doesn't know how. Can you help?
Lock him in the room. That's not going to work, of course. Ideally that would be fun, but see, so you and I, we both talked to parents about this. If this conversation is happening at this point where they're saying they want to do this, that means that a lot of conversations were missed in the background. Because if a child is not understanding, if a young adult, they're not children anymore, if a young adult is passionately, keenly looking forward to something that they understand that their parents might have an issue with, then there's a gap in communication. Can you stop the boy or the girl from going? Probably yes. You can use emotional blackmail. You can use, things. You can take them to a trip. Just you know what? Just put some money take some money out of the bank and take them to a vacation exactly on their prom day. Okay, do that if you're too able to do that. But then again, how many times are we going to save them? So my thing is always, is it about saving them from something? If it has come to, like, you want to save them from a specific event, why haven't we been discussing about the repercussions of the event years way before the date that it happened? And if it is happening, then seriously ask them. Like, for example, when I talk to my kids, I say, this is my fear. This is my fear. I'm not sure. It's not coming from a fact. It's coming from an emotional point of view. Please help me understand better. What is your point of view? And with teens, I will say this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They will first come out very strongly, like, but this is how you think, but this is your thinking, but and they're going to come out expressive, like way more expressive than we want them to be expressive. But our thing is to stay calm. If we want to really listen to what they're saying, and we should actually, if we listen to them, you have also said this many times, that if I listen to them, usually the solution, they're giving me the solution. I really don't have to do much. Yeah. They're really giving me the solution. So listen to them, stay calm, state your fear. So there are two factors. Number one, be calm. Number two, be honestly vulnerable. Do not trick. This is not called manipulation. This is not called trickery. This is not called finding a flaw and then twisting it and then throwing it at their face. No, none of this. Be honest, be calm, and be vulnerable. Say, this is something that's difficult for me to understand because I have this fear. Please help me understand. What is your perspective? What are you looking at? How are you coming about it? Let's collaborate and find a middle path. You want to go, at the end of the day, you're an adult. I'm not going to stop you from going, but at least satisfy me by telling me what are your steps going to be? What are you thinking about? What are you looking forward to? What are you so excited about? And I will try my best and use these terminologies. I say this to all the parents. We need to know the lingo of our children. If we do not know the lingo of the children, eh, they will not be able to have empathy for what we are saying. They talk a lot about empathy and compassion and don't judge, don't judge. But honestly, young children, young adults, they don't have much empathy for us. It is a fact. They don't. They are more about their ego. They're more about what we want. They're more about in the moment. They're more about just somehow this happens. God, please just make this happen. Please just make this happen, because it's instant. And I say this all the time. Youth is beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's dumb. And old age is so wise, but we don't have the passion and the stomach to take risks. We are so worn out by our life and our life experiences that we are more fearful. So it's a beautiful combination of parenting youth, because you get to live the youth again, but wisely. So my thing is, and this, I say this to myself. Yesterday my daughter was saying this to me, Sarah, and you will laugh. She was saying, Mama, I pray for you. I really make dua for you, because you do a lot of work with other parents, but I really hope that you will be able to be a good parent to us, because sometimes, Mama, parents miss when they're telling other parents, they miss the same stuff with their own kids. I'm like, you know what, I'm so afraid of the same thing. I make dua, Ya Allah, please please make this journey easy for me.
All the time. That's the hardest thing, when they say to you, is this parenting? Is this your parent? Is this what you teach your kids at? Is this what you teach your moms? And then you say to them, look, we're not perfect, right? And we're sharing as much as we can. And basically, Iram and I are reminding ourselves most of the time about this stuff. Like, we're sharing with you as life is going on for us. It's not like our kids have grown up and left home and now we're remembering all the fun times that we had. We're in those same times. We're in the trenches with you right now. I just had Zachary in the car, and he said, oh, Mum, I think I'm going to be in trouble on Sunday. I said, why? He said, oh, because I lied to the teacher. I said, okay, so what did you say? He said, oh, I told her that my friend was hurt and that's why I was late to the class.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no problem. I said, it's fine. So you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. Like, and he's like, what? Don't you care that I'm going to be in trouble? No, because I haven't taught you to lie. If you lied and you got in trouble, that's your problem, mate. You're on your own, right? So this is the thing about, like trying to help them and teach them, but at the same time, we're not living their life for them. I'm not going to be like, oh, poor Zach, he's got detention. No, you did this on your own. You made this mistake. Now you got to learn from it. And him learning from that mistake, doing that detention, doing that punishment or whatever it is from the teacher is going to help him more than me sitting there and talking to him 20 million times saying, don't lie, don't lie, don't lie.
Yeah.
And what I get from parents sometimes, not now, but when I was a school teacher, is, it's not their fault. Their friend told them to do it. They didn't mean it. Giving them 1,000 excuses, whereas I understand as a parent you want to give them excuses, but at the end of the day, they're not going to learn with those excuses that you give them. Give them as many as you can. Of course, be lenient with them. We've got the girls, like I said, studying, and they're not going to sleep on time at the moment. Clearly not. Their routine is so messed up. Sometimes they'll wake up at midnight and start studying until the morning. That's really difficult as parents, because we know, hey, you've got a routine, you need to get your sleep, how are you going to act in the morning, and we know what's going to be best for them. But it's really difficult to teach them that by just talk all the time. There is talking, but now they're at that place where they've got to experience it, they've got to do it themselves. So now they're learning, and Mariam, the eldest one, she did say it the other day. She was like, oh, I should have gone to sleep earlier. like, and they learn it, and you don't even have to do anything. It's like that kind of thing, isn't it, where
Yes.
you're not constantly, but we've done this from the beginning, talking to them constantly, right? Talking to them, really helping them, going back and thinking about the like thinking about their childhood, and as they were growing up, giving them loads of choices and giving them the opportunity to make decisions. Because this one's an important one, Iram, that people struggle with a lot, making decisions. Have you noticed?
Yeah, of course.
Especially the mums, that sometimes they feel like they're incapable of making a decision. How can we help those mums?
Decision making. So I believe up until now, I don't know what I'm going to think and what I'm going to say in the future years, but what my experience has been after observing everything around me and living the life that I'm living, the problem with mothers is letting go. We are so scared. We do not see our children capable of taking on decisions. And usually when you and I and other coaches in our parenting tribe, when we are coaching, what is the most common? Oh, I did not know my child was capable. Oh, my child surprised me. Because you let them be, you let them go. So there is this and I understand what you're saying, that as a parent, living with the consequence of the child's wrong decisions is extremely hard and painful. But then again, we were children to our parents too. And no matter how we think we were the most wonderful kids to our parents, we were not. Trust me. And we made our portions of mistakes, and we made our portions of, you know, decisions, and we made decisions. And I remember we made certain decisions. I'm not speaking on everybody's behalf, but yes, each one of us had to make a decision. We made stubborn decisions, or we let go of our decisions coming under our parents' pressure. However it was, our children are not a repetition of history, but we make it a repetition of history if we do not learn from our own history, if we do not learn to become confident in ourselves, confident in our parenthood, confident in our motherhood, if we are so scared of the outside world. There's a question by Sister Shakira bin Pollard, and she says, what is your advice about the 17-year-old with 2 years left in school, but facing the reality of approaching legal adulthood? Legal adulthood starts way before 17 and 18, but legal adulthood, but in state terms, I did not even understand the question, but I'm thinking what she means is how to make him understand that he has to be a responsible adult in the community, if that's what you're asking.
I think so. Or the fact that I took it to Sister Shakira, please expand. But I was thinking about when they're like 18, 19 at school, in college or whatever. Now they're an adult. Now they start making decisions like, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can do this and that because I'm an adult. You can't stop me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, you can't stop. But why
Gonna
did
stop?
it come to this? What are we stopping them from? So again, and I know for a fact we can have the best parenting that we tried. We can give them Quran, we can give them Sunnah, we can give them positive reinforcements, we can give them everything, and still, na'uzubillah, out in the outside world, they might have one friend, one link on a website, one click that just changes their perspective, that seeps in. Shaitan doesn't seep in like in one go. There are things that are happening behind the scene, like there are knocks, and then the door to a haram, or then the door to something, or inquisitiveness, or whatever, it opens, right? I understand that. But at the end of the day, if our children, may Allah protect each and every one of our child and give them best of health and and protect them and keep them in their mercy. But if our 17-year-old or 18-year-old or 19-year-old passes away before us, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never that happens to any of us. May we see our children grow into adulthood, mature, have kids, live their lives. Ameen sum ameen. What are we going to do? Are we going to lay down in their qabr for them? Are we going to answer the angels for them? Are we going to tell Allah, give them discount for the salahs that they missed? It is done. It is a ruh. At the end of the day, we are all souls. We are all souls, and our job as a parent is to guide them, protect them, yes, by guiding them. But then at the age of adulthood, whether it's an Islamic adulthood or whether it's a legal adulthood, it's between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yes, we can stop them. You are right. They say you can't stop me. And at that point, we need to, it's heart shattering. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. If I imagine my child telling me that I'm going to jump into fire and I'm trying to stop my child with all my might, and they're just pulling themselves away, that's the least that I can do. Just ask them to stop and then make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that something miraculous happens, that they stop. But if it's written for them to go through that hellfire, to become a better person, to become a better mu'min, to learn their learnings, all I can do is just wait patiently and make dua patiently. It's there's no sugarcoating to it. There's no shortcut to it. There's no lying about it. This is our reality in life. This is the reality of dunya.
Dila is saying that, is it not right for us to let them learn from a young age so they become responsible when they grow up? Because that is what I was saying, that giving them that opportunity, the times that you can give them a decision to make. For example, little things that you might not even think that it's a big thing, like what clothes to wear today, or bigger things like, okay, it's the weekend, what do you guys want to do, where do you want to eat, right? The other day, you're gonna laugh at this, Iram. So the other day we had some mincemeat at home in the fridge, and I said to them, what do you guys want to eat? Because my kids just eat mincemeat. Whatever I make, they just love it. So kebabs, they want kofte, they want keema. What do you want to eat? So we went round, Suleiman went round, and he got a vote from everybody. And the kids chose kebabs. And then they came downstairs and they went, oh, we want kebabs. My husband shouted from upstairs. He said, please, I don't want kebabs, guys. I want kofte. So then we all looked around and we were like, hang on a minute. This one guy wants kofte, but everyone else wants kebabs. So normally, because I'm, a dutiful wife, I always convince the kids. I'm like, come on, guys, let's just have kofte. It's fine. Come on, it's all right. But that day I was like, no, we've had a vote and this is what the family voted. And we made kebabs. And he was really annoyed, right? Yeah. Not properly, but you know what I mean? Like, it was like, but how? But when? And my daughters were like, see, Mum, you haven't taught him like you taught us to accept the change.
but he's the head of the family. But you're the neck of the family, Sarah. So the head moves where the neck moves.
Well, the head's not going to turn. But the thing is, I knew that he would eat the kebabs. He wouldn't mind, right? So Adila's saying, yeah, involving the kids. So like when you're deciding like where are you going to go, what you're going to do in the holidays, anything that you're planning for them. Like sometimes my girls did say to me stuff like, okay, but you want to go to that restaurant. We don't want to go there. And I'm like, okay, then see you later. I'm going. Like, there's no need to drag them all with you. There's no need to have this constant. I think a few people have said this actually, which we were going to answer, is about what to do when like your older kids don't want to do what your younger kids want to do. Fine, take the younger ones, or get a babysitter for the younger ones, take the older ones. Yeah. Mariam's favorite memory is because me and her read The Hunger Games before it was a movie, and then when it was the movie, we were like desperate to watch it, and that day was so packed in the cinemas that the only available seats were like the super VIP that no one ever pays that crazy amount of money for. And I said to my husband, let's just get it because we really want to watch it. And he was like, are you crazy? That could feed 30 people in Pakistan, And I'm like, I understand, but it's one of those things that sometimes you just do it randomly. SubhanAllah, she's never forgotten it. She remembers those comfortable seats, the popcorn, the feeling. And Aisha remembers she wasn't allowed to go that day. So there's lots of things that you can do. I just want to go back to the comments.
Fatima's comment, Sarah.
Yeah, Fatima's one. As mums of teenagers, is there anything you both wish that you taught your kids earlier when they were about 7 to 9? What do you think, Iram?
We've been homeschooling since they were in pre-K and kindergarten. Middle, second and fourth grade. So anything that I wish, will it be arrogant for me to say I don't know? Because I really don't know. I don't know because you will only know when either you're facing something or when they say come out saying something. For me personally, it's in today's age and time, it's knowing our Islam and accepting the fact of sama'na wa ata'na. For me, that is the most important thing. And I've tried. I cannot say that I did it because until my last breath, nobody can say that they've accomplished anything. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what we've accomplished and what we've not. But for me, and I say this over and over again, math, science, English, grammar, chemistry, physics will come. Please don't worry about that. Worry about when your children will be faced with cisgender and transgender and flana gender and tabgana gender, like I'm adding Urdu to it, and when they will say, why does Allah send them to there and them to there? Those are my concerns. Those are my real yani, when I want the children at that age to know for a fact, to be ingrained in them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is haqq. We are humans with aql. Yes, we are humans with aql, but we are not beyond the circle that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has drawn around us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses us with knowledge and ilm, the amount that we ask from him and the amount that he knows is good for us. But there are hudud, there are limitations where after which as human beings we cannot justify why Allah is saying this, why Allah is asking this. And we need to know our place with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For me, that is more important than other things. And as a human being myself, I've done my set of mistakes, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always hide my faults and allow me to make my istighfar in this dunya before I meet my Rabb. Ameen. But human mistakes are not the issue. The issue is where the children in this today's age and time, in this age of what is it, Sarah? What is this age called where everybody is very woke? In this woke age, okay, where everybody just jumps onto the bandwagon of now we are supporting this and now we are supporting that, and we have to be empathetic and we have to be
anything, and you can't have your feelings on. You can't allow to say even simple things that you can't say because what you think they mean, they don't mean.
Yeah.
Like we were talking in the meeting yesterday about the word Gora.
Yeah.
Like to me, it just means someone that's not Pakistani. That's how I see it. But apparently that's got colonialism, it's got racism, it's got undertones. It doesn't, but it does.
We've made language difficult.
It's so difficult. And the words that you say, it's like, oh, but that means this now. And you're like, really? Does it? Sorry, I've been asleep for the last 2 years. I haven't got a clue what these words say now. You know, it's difficult. It's it's like following a trend. That's right, Adila. I've got another question, Iram, here about we've got 2 more questions. Yeah, these have come through WhatsApp. So one of them is so the mother is co-parenting with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, I said husband, I meant ex-husband. She's co-parenting, and basically she said, I just want to quote the words that she used, but I can't find the message now. But anyway, she basically said that those 4 hours that her daughter is away from her, she just feels anxious about the time that when is she going to come back, when is she going to come back. That's one more thing, which I think is like really important to address. And the second thing is that when the daughter comes back, she prefers the father than the mother. So she is like she wants to go back.
Is this Najm? Is this Najm? I know.
She wanted to remain anonymous.
I'm sorry.
Between me and you. I've actually discussed it with her earlier as well, but I think it's a good one to talk about because in terms of helping mums that are co-parenting, because I know like for us when we went through it with my nephew, you know, it was really difficult have like learning to let him go. He's my nephew, he's not my son, right? But letting him go there and not seeing him for that time, and then letting him come back. And there were years when I wouldn't even see him. Like I could go like an entire year and not see my nephew, which was really difficult from that side. So what do you think? You can keep it short, because we have actually answered the question before to the person themselves.
Yeah, it's nowadays I'm reading a lot about co-parenting because it's becoming more prevalent in our Muslim community as well. We have our coach Aisha, mashallah tabarakallah, she co-parents as well. So if she was here, she could have answered that way better because she is in the experience of doing that. My sister, she has stepchildren and they co-parent from her husband's previous marriage. So I have seen this. Now, the idea, what I understood is co-parents are anxious not because of their child's safety, but because of the belief that the co-parent is evil, which in some cases might be true. Yeah, because I'm seeing this person, this adult who I'm sharing my child with through the experiences I've had with him. And of course, they were not good experiences. Now, saying that, and while I'm going through divorce, specifically in this person's case who asked this question, and things are more difficult and more complicated. So I'm in a place where I am extremely tired of carrying the baggage of the divorce, of the custody, of fighting the battle. I don't like this person. And I know what this person has done to me and how they have managed to sabotage my mental health. And now I have to send my child. You see the difference? My child. It's our child. Because I'm divorced, it's not ours anymore. It's mine. Women have this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this. It's my child. I gave birth to my child. I know my child. I stood awake with my child. I know the even the lines, the facial expressions, even the eyes. When I look at my toddler's eyes, I know exactly what's happening to my toddler. You cannot even guess in 100 years, right? So and it's very hard. And I'm not going to minimize the pain of this. Again, hard facts. It's their child too. And God forbid, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect each and every child, and may all the parents, whether they're divorced, whether they're living together, whether they're difficult in themselves, whether they have mental health issues, whatever their own problem is, may we never harm our children. Ameen sum ameen. And may our child never be hurt by the other parent. Ameen sum ameen. But the fact is, it's our child. And we have to trust that the other parent is not going to harm the child. Is the other parent, and I am a living example of this, that if the other partner is toxic, because my parents got divorced at my age 5.5, and I remember very clearly how the other parent was extremely toxic and put in toxic ideas about my mother. And my behavior changed towards my mother. So I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm not saying don't fear. I know this. I've lived this for a fact, that when one parent is extremely toxic and wants to hurt the other parent, they do damage, they do emotional, mental damage to the child by feeding them against the other parent. Can you stop it? If you are in a shared custody, can you stop it? Yes, by giving unconditional love, by talking to the child, by being open for the child. Because I will tell you this, children are all about love, and children start noticing who is toxic and who is not. And children tend to move towards the person who is more loving and caring and open, rather than the person who is pretending to be nice but saying bad stuff about the other parent. This does happen. Trust me, this does happen. Children do have that aql. They do get that sensitivity. And especially children who are living with parents who are co-parenting or divorced parents, they are more sensitive. They're emotionally more vigilant, because somehow they understand that they need to protect themselves too. They don't want this parent to get mad, and they don't want that parent to get mad, and they deal with a lot of stuff. We talk about this, and that's why we say, people, before getting divorced, think about your children. Why do we say all of this? Because this is a fact. Nobody can deny this fact. And so my response to any parent who feels anxious while sending their child to the other one is, number one, be confident in yourself. Your story did not start, you were not born with the child, you were born as a separate entity, and you're going through a lot, number one. So give yourself some grace, calm down, actually take that time to relax, energize, sleep, maybe do something for yourself so that you are not focused, hyper focused on the child. Let me tell you this, the more you're hyper focused on the child, the more your parenting is going to get affected, and the more you are going to get affected, and it's not going to serve anybody. If you want to be that happy, independent, nice, collaborative parent to that child, then you need to take some time off from getting worried.
Yeah, I agree with that. And work on yourself, your healing, because when you're healing and you're working on yourself, that's where you're going to feel the most peace, inshallah. Yeah. That's that message I sent you today, isn't it? About the validation.
Yeah, yes. That's Sarah sent me this beautiful message. I'll read it. She said, "You glow differently when your confidence is fueled by belief in yourself instead of validation from others." And this is so true. This is so true. I just recently launched my book, and there were a number of things in my personal life that were happening. And asked myself, I said, like, if somebody just looked into your life at this point, you're shining and beaming as if, you've conquered the world or something, but in your personal life, stuff is so jammed up. Like, but it's not that I did not care what was happening on the personal scale. I was so focused on this vision, this goal, this dream that I had for so long, and my husband had for me for so long, that I was ready to let go of the nitty gritty, and I did not question. I did not stop, and I did not ask, why are you saying this? Why did you do this? I was like, you know what? It's okay. It is what it is. But I have a bigger goal to attend to. And right now I'm focused and I cannot be bothered. And that helped me go through it. And did all the personal things resolve too? Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Because it's that belief that you have in yourself, right?
Yeah.
We've got one last question before we go. So this is about younger children. So we've been answering a lot of questions for older kids. So this is a younger one now. And the reason that I want to bring it up is because we actually have a course, sister, for you that you can do, which is called How to Stop Shouting. Then we did How to Communicate Better, right? And then we did Be Bold, Be You, Be Confident. This is what Iram's just talking about just now. We did a Ramadan nutrition reset. We did a spiritual Ramadan. So what we're trying to do in our supported group is give you that support that you need to deal with these issues. So we want to ask you, don't struggle alone. We want to ask you, why are you struggling alone, right? You don't need to struggle alone. There are so many sisters with so much help and depth, and every time we open our messages, we get more messages from sister, I'm a parent coach, I do this, I help people with this, I help people with that. And we're still at this point in time, like we've just alluded to, you, Iram and I are dealing with a lot. But inshallah, we're still here for the Thursday thoughts. But inshallah, as soon as we get sorted, we're going to be inviting these sisters over, sisters that are going to help with your kids that might have ADHD or autisms, and sisters that can help with, we've got Aisha coming with about the divorce and the marriage and relationships. And we've got the Yusra and Aisha going to come next week talking about psychology and how that affects you. Right. And we've got a beautiful course coming up next week on, actually, I say Sunday. I mean, I said next week, but I meant this Sunday, which is how to become an angel magnet. So bring all of that barakah into your house. Like, seriously, if someone's offering me this, I'm going to bite their hand off. And I don't know why people are just ignoring these things that are coming to you for a reason. You're here for a reason. You're listening to us for a reason. So try to just take, even if you just join for 1 month and you just take the course, you can attend all of the courses, you can watch all of our videos, and then you can just cancel the membership. We really don't mind. What we're doing is we're putting it there for you so that you can help yourselves as well as we help you, inshallah. Okay, so the question for this one is that the older one, she's got 2 sons. The older one is almost 4 and the other one is 10 months. The big son always hurts the brother, and I told him not to do that, but he says he'll stop, but he never stops. Sometimes I hit him because I get really mad. I don't know what to do. I'm really frustrated. One more thing, my older one is fair. This is about this woke business, right? Which I don't know. Okay. The older one is fair and the younger one is a bit tanned. And I heard him say that his brother is brown.
There's okay. We'll have just a separate coaching session for that. No, I don't want to disregard. I'm sorry, sister. I don't want to disregard that. I'm not disregarding. No.
We're just laughing because of the woke situation, not because of your situation, sis.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah. So the thing is, what were the ages again?
The almost 4 and 10 months. So almost 4 and almost 1.
4 and 10 months. Oh, go ahead, do that course of ours, or look at the videos where we talk about brain development, child development, where we say that the 4-year-old brain is more emotional. So their emotional brain is a more, the Daniel Siegel thing, that this is your emotional brain, this is a logical brain. And when the emotions go up, the logic goes outside the window. So we talk about this, and we say that 4 years old do not have the capacity of showing much empathy, especially if they just have a younger sibling and they see that the mother has a younger sibling always close to their chest, and feeding and cooing, and babies are more fun. Like, come on. I mean, toddlers are fun, but if a toddler and a baby is in the home, I know the baby is more fun. But I did that. I'm guilty.
I just saw my aunt the other day. We went to my cousin's house and I just literally popped in because I was there in the city. So I thought, let me just pop in for 15-20 minutes, have a cup of tea, and then we'll go home. And literally, as I walked through the door, she's like, where are all the kids? Where are the kids? I was like, hello, I'm here. So they do. The kids do take that center stage. But anyway, carry on, because I've got something to add after you're done.
Yeah, no, inshallah. So with the 4-year-old, they cannot hear explanations. They need more love, and they need more, and so designate some time to do a one-on-one. And every single psychologist, psychotherapist, parent coach in the world, whoever it is, whoever's books you've read, will give you this. And so I'm also saying the same thing, because this is a written, stated, recorded fact that you need to give that age group of children, and even older, a one-on-one time, even if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 7 minutes. I don't care how many minutes, but some minutes of uninterrupted one-on-one interaction, whether it's play. And usually with 4 years old, it's play. You need to make time to play with that child. And mothers will say, I do play with him, I do play with her, but it's never enough for them. Well, first start playing, then we will set boundaries along with it, that I have played with you for this long, now mama needs to rest, or mama needs to do this, or mama will come back to you and we will play more, etc., etc. Those are the kinds of conversations and boundaries that we need to set. And we need to acknowledge that we love you. We need to acknowledge that you're upset. We need to acknowledge that I see that you feel ... Have a feelings chart. Allow them to understand what feelings and emotions are. Then ask them why. And 4-year-old might not be able to explain, but you ask them, what are you feeling when you hit your brother or your sister? And they will be able to say something. And sometimes it's not that they're hitting, sometimes I think they're playing tag or something, because one of my friends gave me that example, that our toddler kept hitting the newborn on the head, and we started screaming at her, and we started telling her, why are you hitting the baby? You can't hit the baby. And she was like, I'm not hitting the baby. I'm not hitting the baby. And they were more mad that you're lying. We saw you hit the baby. And then she said, but I'm playing duck, duck, goose with my sister. And they just kept quiet, like, oh, because the imaginations, the children are very imaginative. So that's one fold answer. The other fold answer to the dark and the light skin is, it did not start with the child. An adult started that. Talk to the adults.
Yeah, they've heard it somewhere. They didn't think of it themselves. Because I can say that with full conviction, because when kids are younger, they actually don't see the color.
Yes.
we've seen that example so many times. But like, you know, my daughter thinks everyone's a Muslim until, you know, like she'll go to their house and she'll go, wait a second, what's that in the corner, mum? And I'll be like, don't worry, we'll talk about it when we get home, you know. So the point is that the kids don't really feel that. Talking about the holding the baby, you know, the mums when they hold the baby, because I went through this. And I have realized, alhamdulillah, I realized, otherwise that could have been really detrimental. But Mariam, I used to have the baby in my arms. That's Aisha, who's Mariam's about 2 years older than her. And I used to do everything with one hand, because you're holding the baby, right? So you do everything with one hand. Now, when you have one baby and you do everything with one hand, it's fine, right? Because you're usually doing something for that baby. But when you've got one baby in your arms and the other baby needs you and you're doing it with one hand, they notice. Yeah. And Mariam actually said to me, do it with two hands. And I was really shocked. I was like, whoa, what happened there? She shouted at me. She was like, do it with two hands. I don't even know what she's saying. It must have taken me without thinking, because I'm busy, mom, I'm feeding, I'm here, I'm trying to get her out, trying to do this. And I'm trying to do her button with one hand, and it's taking me so long that she literally was like, what's wrong with you, woman? And then I realized, right? And then one of my friends, again, when my kids were younger, said, the younger one will not remember that they cried for an extra 2 minutes. They'll have no idea. But the older one will remember that they were crying and you were not attending to them. So if there's a choice of the younger one or the older one, always help the eldest and then go for the youngest, because the older one is going to notice and they're going to know. And this is the issue that happens. I think it's like so natural. It happens with so many people, right? That the sibling rivalry starts from that time when the child had so much attention of their parents, and then all of a sudden it gets divided and divided and divided, and they just feel like, oh my God, what happened? My mum was like mine, and all of a sudden she's not mine anymore. I've got to share her, you know. That's like, and again, for a young child, that's hard. Ask me. I had 3 siblings by the time I was 4.
I just recently teased my kids. But that's a very good example, Sarah. That's such a good example, mashallah, tabarakallah. I have 3 kids, mashallah. They're all in their teenager years, right? Alhamdulillah, all adults by Islamic point of view. And the 2 elder ones were sitting, and the youngest one was not there. And something happened, and I said, "But you both know the youngest one is my favorite, right?" And they both looked at me like, how dare you? and my son was like, you know what? You think it's funny? It's not funny at all. It's not funny, okay?
Even at that age, right? It's hilarious. SubhanAllah, they really do care. And the thing is that they want you to care as well. Like, even though they might act like, we were talking about the boys that are older, they're kind of like, oh, you know, we're too cool for mom kind of thing. But they want you to come over. They want, like, my son loves it if I go and open his door and I'm like, hi, you know, what you doing? Or if someone said the other day, actually, this is important before we go. They were talking about the kids don't spend time in the family room anymore. Yeah. And I started thinking to myself, yeah, my kids don't as well, but I don't feel that problem. It's because I go there. I go to visit them just like you would do when they're older, right? If they're older, they're studying, they're busy, and they feel like, especially when the girls had those, Aisha had 3 exams in a row yesterday, right? So when they are in that mode and they can't come down, there's no harm in you going and spending some time with them. You know, I always say to, what's it called, Mariam, that your bed's more comfortable than mine. Yeah, that's brilliant, Anjum. Do you want to read that, Iram?
Yeah. This reminds me of when I had to take my youngest daughter home from the hospital. The nurse told me to make sure I have a gift ready for my eldest, as everyone will come with the gifts for the baby. That's true. Yes.
Yeah. I used to take a gift to the hospital for the kids from the baby. And I think they believed me like once. And then after that, we know you bought it, mummy.
The eldest
Mashallah. Yeah, definitely. That's the thing, right? That you've got to understand that what I do as well, I don't know if you guys want to do this as well for those of you that are still at that stage, is every time a new baby would come, we had big brother or sister tops. So like they would get a t-shirt that's like, I'm a big sister, I'm a big brother. Like they were so happy with it. So it just kind of helps them. I think when Suleiman's time, I had their names written on them, but before that and after that, I've just bought them generic shirts. And we've done stuff like, you know, the onesies that they wear, the smaller ones with the t-shirt, and I don't know what you guys call them, but on those they're printed like handprints. We had Suleiman did one, Aisha did one, Zach. So it's like trying to like kind of include them in the fact that there's a new child coming, and hopefully inshallah they won't feel as jealous. They will feel jealous. It's normal. I feel jealous of my little sister, and I'm like a little bit older than them. If my mum's like, oh, I just got off the phone with her, and I'm like, what? Why did you just get off the phone with her? I don't understand why. It should be me first. Don't talk to her. Or the other day on Zoom they did it as well. They were like, right, give us an update, and then everyone was like, who talks first? And then my dad goes, this is a Punjabi thing, right, Iram? He goes, let the platey go first. So I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm saying it right. So apparently when you make a big bowl of rice, the first plate is the tastiest, right? Because there's no burnt rice or anything like that. So the platey is the first one that you plate up in the plate, right? So I'm the platey. So I always have that, and that's what you should do with your children. Like make sure they know where their place is, inshallah, isn't it, Iram? Like they do know. I mean, obviously we mess about with them and we say you're my favorite or he's my favorite and so on. We do, or what the kids have started to do is put your hand up if Aisha's getting on your nerves, you know, and then they pick up my hand and they're like, put it up, mummy, put it up. And I'm like, no. You know, so it's like it really does, like, you know, get that bond with them so that each child has their own place with you. And they do, because if you think about your parents, I'm sure you've all got your own places with your parents, inshallah. And, you know, you'll see that when you start looking for this and observing it in other people, you'll notice. Anjum, I'm sure you don't mind, but like, whenever Anjum says that she wants to move away, my mum's like, no, you staying here, right here with me. Yeah. And brothers are allowed to go like really far away to Australia, and where's the other one? I've forgotten. And they can go really far away, but the daughter, she's like, no, you're mine, you're my favorite, right? And that's the beauty of the parents and that relationship, mashallah. So it's really awesome, mashallah. I'm so glad Iram was here, right? Yeah. Adila said it's hard on birthdays, and I give the other smaller gift that they can enjoy too. Well, we don't celebrate birthdays, so they all get Eid presents, so we don't have that issue. What about you guys, Iram?
No, they get their birthday gifts. They get their birthday gifts. They ask. My youngest one got her birthday gift. Her birthday's in July. She got her birthday gift in January.
I've done a deal with Zach that he doesn't get a Eid gift for 4 Eids because he bought a new laptop. So this Eid, the fourth Eid had been done, right? So he's like, yes, the next one is my time. Alhamdulillah, it's brilliant, mashallah. So
just give a recap of what's coming next week and the week after that, the courses that they have to look into, and find our WhatsApp supporting group and.
Yep. So if you guys are not on the WhatsApp, please do join us. We've got a free WhatsApp group, alhamdulillah. It's called Your Parenting Tribe. I've put the link in the description today, and I've also put it in the email. So if you're on our email list, you should receive it. You should be able to just join that. Just click the link and join. If you've got any trouble, just let us know. What was the other thing? The how to attract angels to your house, how to become an angel magnet on Sunday. And then we've got 3 videos that are going to be dropped during the week. And then we've got another live on the next Sunday for question and answers to like, how did you find it? How were you able to implement it? And so on, inshallah. So that's in supported, which you can join. It's 37.
click for the link to join the
All
group.
the links are below in the description today. I've put everything in there. Yeah. And I wanted to also say that we've got some moms that have come through Iram that have said they find it hard. They want to homeschool their kids. So we've got homeschool like a pro course. There have been some moms that have said they want to learn about the children and the psychology. So that's coming soon with Coach Iram, inshallah, about the psychology and the brain that we were just talking about today, wasn't it? Yeah. That's coming soon, inshallah, the VA. So a lot of mums have said that they'd like to join us on courses and they'd like to do things, but money is tight, and we know what it's like in this day and age. We know there's lots of things going on and lots of pressure on you. So we're working online, and we've told you all before that we've got 2 separate things that we're doing. Iram coaches mums and I teach children. So we've got our income, alhamdulillah, from online. Neither of us go out to work, so we're ready to teach you how to do that. If you would like to do that as well, just let us know. I've got 2 mums already that have started, Rahima and Romaisa. Actually, funny, they've got similar names to your girls. And they're earning their money already because they've done the course, because I did like a beta version to help them. So we've got that as well, mashallah. And we've always got the inner tribe, but the inner tribe is now closed because we're going to do the coaching until the next time that we open it, inshallah. So we're really looking forward to having you guys on, and come and join us and let us know how we can help you. We will be here every Thursday, inshallah, but we're going to try an earlier time from now on. Inshallah, probably it's going to be 11 a.m. in the mornings UK time, which is going to be even earlier, I know, on the East Coast for Iram, but inshallah she's going to make it. I'm going to force her. I didn't even give you a choice. But it's just so that, again, because we've been telling you guys before, we're mums as well. We've got a work-life balance to maintain too, and sometimes doing it on an afternoon is really difficult for us. So we really, really appreciate all of your support. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Don't forget to do all of those things, and share the videos with your friends, with your families, whoever you think will benefit. The more that the YouTube channel gets shared, the more that we can give you free stuff, because we have got enough subscribers. We just don't have enough watch hours. Just FYI, because the thing is, every time we reach it, a new year starts. So that's the problem. Anyway, inshallah, let us know what you would like to talk about next. So send your questions in, send your emails in, and we do read everything and we do reply. If you've ever emailed us, we do reply to you. So we just want to talk to you and help you as much as we can, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for coming. And Iram, last words?
Du'as, lots of du'as for everybody's best of health, best of iman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease our hardships. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with the wisdom and patience, and have mercy on us and our children, and bless us to see our children be successful in this dunya. May they be the coolness of our eyes. May we be the kind of parents that are true leaders in true essence, that love our children unconditionally, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with. Ameen, inshallah ta'ala. Ya Allah, protect us all, guide us all, and alleviate any harm, injury, misery that anybody is suffering from. Release us from that, and allow us to have a blissful life. Ameen. Ameen.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much, Iram, and thank you everybody for coming. And just Jazakallah khair. Just pop into our groups, the WhatsApp group. You can join. That's the easiest one to join, first of all, and then the others, choose one and join us this month, this week. Make that change, inshallah, and subscribe.
Assalamu alaikum.